All right. Let's bring in a man who has been right in the middle of the mix and, of course, whose people have been affected. That is a Mavoko Member of Parliament, Patrick Makau, joining us on the phone. Mheshimiwa, thank you for joining us. You have been mentioned adversely. First of all, in 2016, you did not take that kindly, and you have been saying you have been condemning the latest evictions and demolitions, and you are also summoned by the DCI. First of all, how involved have you been, apart from you being the Member of Parliament for that area?
Thank you, Ben, for having me. I think it's important for Kenyans to understand what we are talking about here. One, I listened to Architect Omenya, and he says Portland is a private entity. But remember, Portland was a government entity until very recently when they sold the shares. And this land was given to Portland by government. Now, as Member of Parliament, Mavoko, that 2016, I did a petition to Parliament requiring Portland to surrender land that they had mined, because the then board had said that they have finished mining the area of parcel number LL 8784/144 and /145. For ease of understanding, that is the area after Green Park. When you pass a bridge on Mtuamawe, that is the land that me, as Member of Parliament Mavoko, took a petition to Parliament. And it was taken up by NLC. The then chairman, Mohamed Sadzuri, visited the area. The then Interior Minister, the late Gaiseri, was there. And the Committee of Lands of Parliament were there. We did a report, and we brought it back to Parliament. I think then is when the then Governor of Machakos made those unfortunate remarks that is being played today, 8 years later, and it is tarnishing my name because it could not understand how I could petition for land without going through the county government of Machakos. He said land is devolved. It should have been involved. So I want to tell Kenyans today, the parcel we are talking about is LL 10424. That land has been claimed by Aimi Malukenya and Portland. Now, from where I sit, I could not interfere with a land which had two titles. The only interest I had as Member of Parliament Mavoko was the petition of that LL number 8784/144 and 145.
All right.
And we did understand. We did an understanding with Parliament, with Portland. In fact, until last year, they gave a private entity who came and surveyed, and we agreed. They even gave us rates of every parcel, every plot, 40 by 80, 50 by 100, quarter, half, and 1 acre. And the process had begun. Members who are building that land were paying to Portland until the current DP said that must stop. And the CS Trade, Moses Kuria, stopped the process. And I was shocked the other day when I saw them put an advert that they want a regularization. So
all right.
I want Kenyans to understand that allegation.
All right. What can you tell us? What can you tell us, Mesh, about the 10424? From where you sit, why were those people allowed or let to build or develop the land when they did not have title deeds? What do you understand? What's happening right now?
As I have told you, as a Member of Parliament, I will not be in a position to know what's a genuine title and a good one. That question should have been answered by the Governor of Machakos County. Then today you cannot build a toilet in Mavoko without seeing county askaris coming there. You cannot build without an approval from the county government. So I'm asking myself, from 2014, the county government has seen these buildings come up, not 10, not 100, in their thousands. Where were they? And they were approving. You had the victims say that even the titles were being given banks approved and gave them loans. You've heard them saying they went for search and they were given searches. So the Minister of Lands must tell us, why was this title giving searches? Why was Portland land, why was Portland title deed not being produced? Yes, I went to DCI. And when I went to DCI, the titles I was shown, most of them are titled 2022, 2023. And then they showed me the other one, which was purported to be fake for Imalu Kenya, which was titled in 1980. So even me, I was learning from there. And as I told you, I have never had any interest in 10424 because that is a parcel which was claimed by two people. My interest was the Portland land, which they had mined. And I did a petition. And I have told you at what point we had reached with Portland.
Thank you, Mwesh. Final question for you. The 10424 that you're saying you don't know much about has come about as the government is trying to expand the EPZ and needs around 1,000 acres of that. What is your take on that expansion by the national government of EPZ that has our teams, when they speak to the victims of these demolitions, say the demolition started barely 30 minutes after the president spoke at EPZ and mentioned that particular issue. What's your take on that?
From where I sit, one, Article 43, every Kenyan is entitled to shelter. How I wish the government could have even called the local leadership, even the county governor. Then they sit down with that. What can we do? I remember the president said that there are 250 acres which are occupied, and we are going to remove them. Now, my question is there a human face in those demolitions? I went there personally as a member of parliament to find out. You saw the way I was tear gassed. One, I need Kenyans to understand. There is no way a Kenyan today, if he's given a title, and they go to Ministry of Lands, they search, and they are told it is fine. They go to a bank. The bank does its due diligence, and they give you loan. You start building with it. These Kenyans are innocent. The people who should be blamed totally is the county government, Ministry of Lands, and in fact, the executive. Because even in their bottom-up economic model, they said no demolitions. Then recently I saw the deputy president go to Olkarau and they said railways should stop demolishing people's houses. There must be a dialogue from Muzewa Kijiji, Nyumba Kumi, MP, Senator. So I'm asking, as a member of parliament, Mavoko, why is there selective, why are they choosing who to protect and who to demolish?
All right. Mheshimiwa, who should compensate the victims this time round?
The government must compel the Minister of Lands, the county government who are approving those plans for these people. They should be compelled to compensate these people. Right now, there are tents we have issued to those people to stay because now it's raining. Then you know how hard they could make times hard. How am I, as a member of parliament, supposed to sit there and see them suffering? Yet, they were exposed to this by existing government agencies.
All right.
Yes, I agree. The government is the issue of titles. They are the verifiers. They are the authenticators. They can decide your title is fake or it's genuine. So that's why I was saying there should have been some time for us to negotiate. Always where there is negotiation, where there is dialogue, we could have come up with a solution better than demolishing those houses.
All right.
I agree.
Thanks.
If it's a private property, they have a right to do what they have to do with the land. But for human face, I think, and even if you look at the case, then this case was dismissed on technical basis. And there was no eviction orders which were issued that day. So as a member of parliament, I had to ask these questions. I think even Portland, when the chairman was speaking, he said they are not the ones who gave out the demolition orders. It is the government. And that's why I was calling out to President to tell him, please stop these demolitions.
Thank you, Mheshimiwa, for speaking to us tonight. Very passionate, something that is close to your heart. Thank you so much. That is Patrick Makau, Member of Parliament from Mavoko, area where the demolition have been taking place.